In the top right, playing as Vesper again, we have CleanerCodes. Up against Fiven, playing Tenri. Now, CleanerCode has shown that they're willing to do some very strange things, but in Memoriam, I think, there's a fairly obvious standard opening, and you can't really play differently. There's a pretty much set opening line that you have to play. And then from there, you can start to have the variety. It more becomes about like unit choices rather than commander route. As opposed to Gilgamesh, which apparently has this strange mid-opening that only CleanerCode does anymore and has managed to make it work. Alright, and now we're seeing the swords. They're just going to knock this village down. Commander has to walk back to heal. And yeah, this sword's just going to get into position to either knock this village down or capture it. And Tenri's going to do something similar over here. Alright, what do we got? Swords. Kind of getting into position. Mage comes out for CleanerCode. We're kind of seeing this fairly often. Like, player on this side builds the mage. Player down below builds the knight. You have Fiven, they're going to have this knight. Be very aggressive, damn. Wow. Tenri. Able to get a nice hit there. Not going to go for any village captures. That'll be next turn. Just has these swords ready to do that. And what's CleanerCode going to do here? Now, finally, this mage kind of works out well because if you move the sword forwards, you heal your commander with it. But because of the path CleanerCode took, they actually were basically on full health anyway, so they didn't need to use that mage heal. So I'm not entirely sure what this is all about. Fiven, they're setting up pressure on the stronghold. Knight crit is lined up. And actually there's only one unit that can block a side right now. There's a balloon though. I wonder if we're going to see that come into play. I don't think it can reach though. Now there's a dragon. And it's actually leaving both sides open. Tenri, gonna get ready to knock this village down, I think. Yeah. Wow, this knight's repositioning into a different crit position. Is that a crit? Yeah, it is. But it's also in a position to knock down over here. But CleanerCodes, while all this is going on, has been building Groove the whole time. It just hits the gate with the low health sword because why not? Vesper with Groove opens up a bunch of opportunities. Things like you can walk your dragon in, hit your opponent's army with mages nearby and just be like, what up? You can't do anything. I have smoke. Is that like the super low chance of getting the suicide? I think that was what that was trying to be. And Fiven, I guess, just wants to put a ton of pressure on over here. Tenri can't walk up and hit this. Vesper would just like cloud her and she would die. Like, you just get the units around. Suddenly no more Tenri. Although funnily Tenri would actually get Groove and could potentially escape, but it's just a very complex series of events. Alright, what are we going to see now? Both players kind of forming horizontal lines, as is the case on In Memoriam. It definitely is a bit weak in that regard, I guess you could say. Ideally you want diagonal lines for more interesting interactions, but horizontal lines you can have like some nice stuff go down, just a little bit grindier, a little bit more difficult. Alright, what do we got? CleanerCode. I mean, they've got Groove. They're just going to threaten to push into the stronghold, I think. And all they need to do is clear a path. And like, they've got the units for it. They've got 2 dragons and a witch. And like a bunch of other units that they can just use to like just pummel through and just All they gotta do is get a night crit in, throw down Vesper smoke, and then like they're absolutely fine. Oh wow. Fiven's just body blocking? Willing to sacrifice a witch. Tenri doesn't have groove. And they're just gonna put their whole army in front of this. And CleanerCode's just gonna have a field day. They're just gonna absolutely destroy everything here. Alright, we see 2 units go down. A witch goes down. Another witch fight breaks out. That's actually a really good roll there. And here comes smoke clouds. And oh look, I can, you know, capture this village. I can run my knight in and not take counter attack damage. And yeah, this is just classic Vesper play. You just run in, smack your opponent a bunch, and just drop cloud on yourself. And it's so good. It really is. Vesper is looking incredibly strong right now. What are we going to see? Witch Hex. Second Witch Hex. I mean, you got to go for it. It's the only damage you can do to this army right now. And yeah, I mean, also got a wall because Vesper's standing in front of your strongholds. But funnily, Fiven actually holds. And like, not the worst hold in the world either. Big mage heal comes in though, and that's 2 hexes worth of damage. Healed for 300s. Oh, witch comes in, and that doesn't matter that that wasn't a crit. That the witch in front was on very low health. Alright, now we're gonna see a dog crit. Can that reach? No, it can't quite reach over there. Yeah, CleanerCode can just walk forwards and do damage at this point. Third dragon. An entire 3 dragons. And they're just gonna find nice little places where they can do damage. Hits the barracks. Oof. That barracks is probably just gonna go down next turn. And Fiven, I don't know what they can do. Like, Tenri still doesn't have groove. Oh, goes for a suicide. Clears the witch. Is there something that can clear like this over here? Oh, that's a almost night crit there. Oh, this knight's gonna not go down. Swords doesn't get the kill. And I guess Fiven just wanted to do a bunch of damage this turn. And they did! Like, this was like pretty decent damage. But there are 3 dragons just kind of sitting around. And CleanerCode's just mopping up on this left hand side. And what are we gonna see? Dog crit. Dragon's just kind of picking stuff off. This mage is gonna go down. Yeah. Weak sword gets the last hit. And that's a lot of the anti-air. So dragons can like just kind of be very aggressive here and not have to care so much. Because really when it comes down to it, just doing a lot of damage to your opponent's army is totally worth it. Like, CleanerCode doesn't have to finish the game, they just have to make Fiven give up. Oh, Fiven still fighting out though. Tenri has groove but doesn't really have a good opportunity to use it, so we're just gonna see dragon goes down. More damage coming in. Nice mage crit. Yeah, and sword hit. Pretty good. So Fiven is kind of like hanging in there, but... And actually, if you get really good trades like mages for dragons, like you can come back from this because outside of these 2 dragons, CleanerCode's army isn't super impressive. Like it's mostly just like dogs, bunch of spears. Like the big advantage they have going for them right now is that they've pushed over on this side. But looking at the income, it's pretty much equal. Like there's only 1 village ahead. Well, they're only 1 village ahead, I should say. And they're Fiven. I mean, I guess Fiven's big problem here is they don't really have time to play out the rest of this game. Ooh, nice Hex. Gonna kill that balloon and do a bunch of damage to a whole bunch of different things. At this point, Fiven just has to play quickly. Like, they just have to come up with some kind of plan for, I'm gonna lethal your stronghold or your commander. And that's how we're gonna end this game. CleanerCode, I mean, if you just put Vesper on a mountain at full health with the village behind her, he's gonna, you know, live forever basically. So it comes down to, can Fiven figure out some way to, like, you know, lethal the stronghold. Ooh, losing that village is kind of painful. It's a lot of income. Because it takes a long time to go and recover that. And the dragon has opportunities to continue harassing. Like, it could hit this barracks, it could hit, like, this village and knock it down. Alright, what are we gonna have here? Oh, Tenri's gonna go forwards? Are we gonna see, like, a 2-turn lethal setup? Or is Fiven just, like, not really sure what they're doing? It looks like they want to, but, I mean, at this point, Vesper could just retreat. Fiven does not have time. CleanerCode, they got 11 minutes to play with. Way ahead on clock. And yeah, like, Vesper is just gonna run. She doesn't have to engage. Cleaner doesn't have to play this one out if he doesn't want to. And also can just threaten the stronghold as well. So, you know, this dragon just gonna, you know, threaten to knock this down. There's a dragon up here that could fly down, so. Fiven. If they were gonna go for something, like, they should have done it by now, basically. And not even using Tenri Groove here, like, could have grabbed the dragon, honestly. I guess, like, the big thing here is there is, like... Oh, there isn't quite a night crit. This one needs to be, like, 1 tile closer. And CleanerCode, yeah. Fiven just has to walk forwards and in a position where they really don't want to. Alright. We're just gonna see a whole bunch of, like, really nasty crits come in. Lots of damage. Even a mage just hits a sword on a mountain because it can. Oh yeah, Cleaner just, like, is gonna press forwards and, you know, that's it. They don't really have to do anything else. Vesper just has to sit back and be safe. The army is winning this fight. And I think this is going to be a pretty clean 2-0 for Cleaner. There's nothing that can be done to hit Vesper at this point. And there's not enough army to even push and make a gap. And yeah, Fiven has like 6 seconds left. They just walk Tenri back and that's the game. And CleanerCode traded 12 units better than Fiven that game. And just didn't give Fiven the opportunity to go for the lethal. But, I don't know. I feel like Fiven just needed to play a bit braver there. Like, put Tenri in a bit of a riskier position. But Vesper is so difficult to play against. Especially against someone that really knows how to play her. And we haven't seen Vesper as much this event. People have been figuring out counterplay to Vesper. But I think CleanerCode is just so experienced in a meta where Vesper is good and people use her that he has that experience. This is kind of like this weird thing of like coming from like an older meta and just like doing stuff that is a bit left field. It's just like really like working well for Cleaner in this case. Fiven just like not really sure how to adapt to the situation in some cases, and yeah, just playing as Vesper is really, really difficult. You know, once Vesper gets groove, you just have to play scared. Like, you have to get a big advantage before she can get groove, and then you have to know how to play around it. And if the Vesper player is good, then that isn't going to work out. So, well played to Cleaner. They go through to the next rounds. That is them in the losers round at 12. So one more round and then they get to be in top 8. And I can go check who they're going to fight next. Let's take a quick look. CleanerCode will be fighting Psychoia. Ooh, that's going to be a good match. But anyway, we're going to go to the next set.